Ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Carlson found that Democrats added sound. They edited the video footage they use, the CCTV footage, closed-circuit television footage they use, quote, inserting screams and other crowd mayhem sounds to make it seem more ominous, end quote. This is according to Miranda Devine, a brilliant journalist. She is a fantastic journalist. The New York Post is full of Pulitzer Prize deserving journalists, okay? So you have, like, the Pulitzer Prize was meant for a person like Miranda Devine. Unfortunately, that's a whole other story. The only time you're going to get a Pulitzer Prize is if you go after Trump. But you have to look, ladies and gentlemen, at how footage was edited by Democrats. So this is a New York Post article from Miranda Devine, brilliant journalist, why Democrats are dreading a full January reveal. The people who are talking about lies, deceptively edited video footage. They lied by omission through video footage. Now, you can do that, that's what a movie is all about, okay? So, here, really quickly, they keep saying that Tucker Carlson's lying about a narrative. Look up the word narrative, a spoken or written account of a connected event, a story. You are talking about a person's viewpoint or a person telling a story. You can't be lying about a story if you're adding information that another person withheld for a specific purpose. Okay, the greatest liars, the most deceptive people are those within media that desperately want to paint Trump as this grand deceiver, this person who lies more than anyone else. Trump does not lie. He did not lie more than even President Obama, he didn't lie as much. Biden, there's no way that Trump lied more than Biden. Now, when you look at the 40,000 Washington Post lies, this is like a sophomoric attempt at just trying to torment somebody by eviscerating and slicing and dicing every word they use. If the same standard utilized to judge Trump's lies, or Tucker Carlson and this new video was utilized by the Democratic Party towards themselves, they would find far more lies and deceitful statements and an attempt to deceive almost always. You can look, ladies and gentlemen, when you have people being allowed into the building, when you have Miranda Devine in the New York Post saying they're editing and adding sounds, ominous sounds. Okay, this is an attempt to frighten people. I have been saying for years, the Democratic Party and media are all about amplifying or creating emotion. This is a battle of emotion. A narrative cannot be lied about if you produce new information withheld by the other side. A narrative is just what it is. See, when they use words, they use the most vague, they use words with vague meanings, or they just use euphemisms. So they hide behind semantics, and they really, they distort the meaning of words all the time because they can't communicate in the same manner people do all the time. So when Democrats say, he's lying about the narrative, what they're saying is he's introducing more information to let you know that they've been lying. So it wasn't the Battle of Antietam or Pearl Harbor. Sorry, Democrats. Everybody knew this, but now there's confirmation. Even the people saying, he lied, he used deceptive editing. Well, the photos or the video is there. So Tucker Carlson, unlike Democrats, didn't add sound. By the way, tonight, be here at around 9 p.m. Pacific time. About 8 p.m. No, maybe 9 p.m. Pacific time for the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. be here 8-9 p.m. Pacific time for the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We will have a very important live stream on all of this. I think about 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Be here, and I'm going to try to do a live stream every evening from here on out. Definitely hit subscribe to this channel. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. And ladies and gentlemen, the super thanks is below, and your Patreon support is greatly appreciated. The Patreon is below in the pinned comment and the description. If you want to support my work long term, you enjoy my work, the Patreon is very, very important. Thank you so much to my new Patreons. A narrative is a spoken or written account. A story. Okay, the hero of his modest narrative. This is an example. Okay, what's an example of a narrative? A novel written from a point of view of the main character is a narrative. Okay, you're giving essentially a story with a narrative. Okay, the story has been obliterated, eviscerated, completely fallen apart, and yet again, Democrats lied about Trump being a Kremlin operative. Then they fall back and they say, oh, well, Manafort gave polling data. Who cares? What does that even mean? Well, you see sometimes these imbeciles when they're cornered and they're like, well, did Trump work with the Kremlin? Was he a Russian operative? No. We learned that he gave Manafort and there were ties. What? There's ties also with Hillary and Bill and all of them with the Uranium One. What do you mean ties? What does that even mean? And so there were ties and polling data and Manafort. It's like a Pavlovian response. They salivate when they get this. They hear these buzzwords, and Democrats have been like, it's almost like you're training these creatures to respond to words. Kremlin operative, collusion, interference, an assault on our democracy, Trump lies, and then you have, all these other euphemisms, control, and then, we can go on for, I don't want to get into it, but anyway, the point is, like, firearm control, okay, we'll just go, okay, but you're not going to be able to control the inanimate object because, criminals don't care about laws. So you can enact all these laws, for example, in Democratic-run states that are on the highest on all the crime lists. But criminals don't care. But the euphemism is like, well, if you did more laws. Look how well prohibition worked. And so the mind of the morally superior among us has a very easy fix. State power, laws. And if laws, and Trump mean Trump bad. And so that's why they edited footage to make things seem scarier and more frightening. Okay, because they get Trump, and then they use the I word, okay, that he tried to overthrow democracy. But these are absurd leaps of logic. When they distort words, they can make absurd leaps of logic using the distorted semantics and definitions and words. When the morally superior among us communicate, they communicate through emotion, and the vehicle to disseminate this emotion, euphemisms, leaps of logic, edited video footage, and then they say, well, you're lying about a narrative. It is impossible for Tucker Carlson to have lied about a narrative by adding information deliberately withheld from a prior narrative. Okay? That's not even possible. So it's really hilarious because it's really like the end of The Wizard of Oz, pulling the curtain. No, be very afraid. And you see what's actually going on. Tucker Carlson will eventually release more video footage. They might have said, hey, pump the brakes on this. But you have Mitch McConnell, who's also like siding with, because Mitch McConnell and Schumer are the same people. Mitch McConnell derives political importance and prestige and power and influence from people of being afraid of Trump. Okay? Mitch McConnell's like the last person trying desperately to get back Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. And so now you have the Democratic Party, the never-Trumpers, with small, like, they're not influential within the Republican Party, but they're like an extension of the Democratic Party. This hope and this longing for the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld years. But Bush got us into never-ending military conflict. But Democrats don't care about that. So you try to explain, well, never-ending military conflict. Isn't that the most important thing you want to work against? No, they don't even care. One person told me years back, one morally superior liberal Democrat said, well, the environment and taking care of the environment and planet is more important because, you know what? It affects the whole planet. And anyway, people enlist on their own. They decide to go into these military conflicts. Like, what? Who cares if people... they're trying to protect this country. You enlist it's like an honorable thing to protect the country. You don't want to send these people off to never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts, which could lead to 90 seconds to midnight, which is what the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists have said. We are now closer to nuclear confrontation and annihilation than ever. But it's all about pumping 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves into the economy, which is what Biden did, and then pontificating about the planet. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here for the live stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. At around 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Thank you.